Sound like a little chipmunk, boy.
Am I good now?
Yes, you are.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with my mic. It keeps doing that. But once again, welcome to the podcast. I believe we are in a new age of a dawn of man and life, and I believe the podcast froze. What is going on today? Oh, it did not. Okay, well then, continue on what I'm said. Welcome to the podcast, everybody. Let me make sure my voice is being heard.
Yes, it's being heard, sir. Loud and clear.
I'm talking about, the people can hear me, It's multiple layers. Dark wave is multiple layers. But whatever.
Well,
Yeah, they can hear me. I'm just
they won't know.
dish. Yeah, that would be hilarious. I believe I said earlier, I finally played Resident Evil 7, of course, and yeah, that's actually a horror game. 8's more of an action game. I just hope and pray if they make something like a 9, it goes back to more horror. Because, yeah. Not gonna lie though, once I got that shotgun, I wasn't afraid of nothing.
I just want to finish up some character stories. If when we get to Resident Evil 9, just wrap up Leon and Ada's story so I can be done with this fucking shit. And then we can move on to new characters. How about that?
Oh yeah. 8 and 7 and 8 were Ethan's story, but kind of like who the fuck? Yeah, where did this guy come from? Why is he a part of the main story? Chris Redfield is part of a new Blue Umbrella or New Umbrella, whatever the fuck they call themselves. And it's like, oh, this is random as fuck, but whatever.
Yeah, pretty much. Like Ethan wasn't a bad character. I just didn't give a shit.
Yeah, because it's like he came out of absolutely nowhere, and next thing you know, he's the main character. It was just random as fuck.
Yes, it was.
But of course, moving to starting the
random.
It's Spirit. She has arrived.
The spirit has arrived, but the soul is gone. How are you?
Hello.
I was just starting off the podcast by saying, play Resident Evil 7 and beat it, And
I heard.
And Darkwave was like, hey, they should finish the one story that they've yet to finish in the franchise, which he is correct on. I'm not gonna lie. That's actually something they need to finish. I'm legitimately surprised they never finished that shit. Like, legitimately.
I didn't finish it either. I never played a Resident Evil game.
You're missing out. You should go play a Resident Evil game.
Meh.
Resident Evil is love. Resident Evil is life.
Mm-mm.
I met Darkwave while he was in class, and he was actually looking at a Resident Evil strategy guy.
Nerds.
Yeah, Code Veronica thing?
Yeah, Code Veronica strategy guide, I remember. I was like, haha. I know that game. But that's 20 years ago.
Still waiting for a remake, Capcom.
Yeah, same here. Also, that wasn't 20 years ago. I'm surprised you let me go on with that one. I was like,
might as well be.
I was like 10 years ago, 10, 15 years ago, dude.
It might as well be 20.
Jesus Christ. All right. Today we have things we need to talk about here. I would like to start off with the Bayonetta situation.
Oh.
How are you guys feeling about it at this point, now that we got 100% more of the information that came out?
Not necessarily 100% more, but...
We got more of the information that came out.
These things... I guess we should say a disclaimer first for those listening. No matter what anyone's opinion is in this podcast, I want everyone to know, full disclaimer, two of the people here are married, and all of us here have known each other for 10 plus years. So whether or not we agree, disagree, or anything of the sort, just know we all know each other for 10 years. No one's upset with anyone, no matter what the opinions may be on the Bayo subject. Just giving that disclaimer out there for the new listeners.
No, also, no matter, but like the topic and stuff is, be it for it, still getting it, whatever like that. I am also not urging or imploring people to not get the game. You do you, but as Darkwave said, yeah, it's, we're still, everyone's human. Everyone has their own opinions and stuff. That's what makes the world go round. But everyone has different opinions. It's like belly buttons. Everybody has one.
So, just a disclaimer: if Spirit's not going to be mad at Darkwave, Darkwave's not going to be mad at Spirit, Alpha's not going to be mad at Darkwave, etc., etc., etc. So, now we got that disclaimer out. Who wants to start?
I'll start. First things first. The first part, I do realize it is kind of messed up. If she was 100%, of course, with everything, I'd say it's messed up. But then after a day or two, multiple sources and multiple places started coming out like, what? Well, then I realized it's most likely 4,000 per session. When I was just like, what? So she probably would have got like $13,000 if she just did all of the sessions. I think
they say 15.
Yeah,
something like that.
Yeah, for the whole game. And I'm like, and I thought about it. I'm like, okay, so what happened for the other Bayonettas? She got 4,000 for the first one, 4,000 per session for the second one, I believe. And then for this one, they was trying to increase it. And she's getting paid more than an industry standard. I even looked at a person's video who had the industry standard. It's like 900 per session. She getting 4,000. Like that's a lot of money compared to the normal stuff. And even if she was 100% true in her stuff, I don't think she should have just been going after Jennifer Hale. Talk about something. She does not get a right to call herself Bayonetta. And I'm like, Jennifer Hale? I'm pretty sure she's going to do a good job. But anybody else's opinion on this situation?
This as a Bayonetta, as a person who's been. Wait, what?
Oh, sorry. No, sorry. There was a pause. And sorry, go ahead.
Oh. No, I'm saying, as a person who's been waiting for this for 4 years, or however long it was since they first announced it, as a person who looks into the voice acting industry quite a bit, the voice actors get fucked over quite a bit. That's well known throughout anything. Listening to her message, I felt bad for her. And then you get the reports about different pricing and all this and that. These things never end on a clean note. We'll probably never truly know the actual truth of the matter. We'll never know. But to piggyback on what Wildfang said about her kind of throwing Jennifer Hale on the bus, I don't like that. I really don't. Because there'll be people out there who may buy this game for the first time. There are people out there who don't give a shit about Twitter and all this, news that's going around. There'll be people who may buy Bayonetta 3 for the first time. And they may not they may not even play Bayonetta 1 and 2. Or they'll play Bayonetta 1 and 2 after Bayonetta 3. So if they ever meet Jennifer Hale with a Bayonetta picture at a random convention, it would be kind of fucked up for Jennifer Hale not to sign an autograph. I mean, they don't know nothing about the situation. So that, I don't think she should have done. And obviously, I doubt Jennifer Hale even knew about what the fuck was going on behind the scenes. Voice actors usually don't. They just go in there, audition, and do a job. I mean, it's what they do. They rarely do they know about the ins and outs. It's just overall, it's a fucked up situation. I guess we'll touch on who's going to buy it or not later, but that's just my initial thoughts right now.
Spirit?
I would probably. Can you hear me? Hello?
Yeah.
Oh, I was about to say. I was like, no, I'm not on mute. Um, like when I first was watched like the little Twitter stuff, like to be perfectly honest, I was like kind of upset. I was like, wow, that's just it just kind of just struck a little bit more of a nerve and stuff with me because especially like she was like, okay, was going through with like the depression, all of that kind of stuff, like that's stuff that I, connect with because that's something that I struggle with. Um, when she then was mentioning about okay, this is how much like you know not including merchandise, like it was like 450 mil, not even with the merchandise and stuff like that. I was like, damn. And looking at it, it's like, okay, it's something that we experience here in the States when the minimum wage is like so fucking low, but everything else is drastically high, and they want us, job companies that the CEOs and higher ups and big bosses and stuff make like millions and millions of shit in dollars, but then it's like, okay, we sit here making $10 an hour, $12 an hour, but like the cost of living and all this other kind of shit is ridiculous. Like nobody can sit here and afford to live by themselves. You got to sit here and have a roommate or just have several side hustles. So that's why I was just kind of like, yeah, that's just a little bit kind of fucked up. So I was just kind of one of those people that was just like, I'm not necessarily, I wouldn't like, again, not sitting here telling people, hey, well, Fred, no, you're not buying this game. No, you're not doing this. But my opinion is my own. I'm not going to make somebody else not buy, because, like, for example, Dark Wave, like how you waited for this game. Y'all know, we joked on this podcast about Bayonetta 3, like, not coming out. So I understand that. I'm not going to sit here and be mad and stuff like that. But then once, like, the more information and, like, more news and stuff like that or whatever came out, because there's two sides to, well, technically there's three sides to actually every story. There's, what one person says, there's the other person says, and then there's the actual truth. So there's three sides to every story, to be perfectly honest. And unfortunately, we only, as the audience or the general public, only are just getting he say, she say, nitpicking back and forth, and not really saying so much as far as like with the truth. But I still just canceled my pre-order. I was like, what? I don't even feel like it. I don't want to sit here and deal with this all the kind of stuff or whatever like that. I have plenty of other game genres, plenty of other shit that's coming out that could keep me more occupied. I just canceled my pre-order. And I got Funko Pops, which I'm now collecting the Disney villain Funkos. So that's what I'm doing. But it's just weird because like my opinion on this stuff at first was like, wow, that's just very much fucked up. Like 4K, y'all sitting here making like 450 mil. With not including merchandise and shit, and then like more other stories and stuff like that coming out. I'm still just on the fence of just being. I'm just not going to get the game. How about I'm just not going to get it? I just don't feel like being bothered. Whatever, if more comes out, I'll just do some more research and read it. I'm out.
Yeah, and for me, like I said, once I got more of the information, I was already game flying it anyway, so it's just. I was going to buy it, and then I just went to GameFly, and then I was like, I'm just keep it like that because I'm broke. So, yeah, I'm GameFlying it, and at the end of the day, I don't feel... Like, I feel kind of like, damn, as soon as the truth started coming out, I was just like, oh, okay. And then as soon as more people just like, actually, this happens, and this, and this. And shout outs to Jennifer Hale for being, of course, a professional in the way she did, which is great. What the?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, of course, there'll be no surprise. I'm buying the game. I will be buying it next week, I believe, Friday.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I'll be picking up Bayonetta. I've been waiting for 4 years. A lot of people have asked, associates, friends have asked me whether I'm going to boycott the game. And quite honestly, when they ask me that, and I will say this, if you want to boycott the game, I have no issues with anyone who does it. If you came to me and say you're boycotting Bayonetta, you have no argument with me.
Yeah.
But everyone in this podcast knows Darkwave is very ruthless when he boycotts things. Look at Assassin's Creed. There's a difference between this and Assassin's Creed. This goes beyond Bayonetta. Bayonetta is a spoke on the fucking wheel. The to truly boycott this, if you will, for me, not anyone else. This is strictly for Darkwave. I will go the extra mile. It will be boycotting all of Platinum Games because it's not Bayonetta, the character, who screwed over this. You know, if the reports are, if her side story is true, who fucked over Miss Taylor, it would be the president of Konami's and / Nintendo and all that shit. I mean, not Konami. Sorry, not Konami. They're actually doing good things. Platinum Games.
Yeah.
So for me, as a person as ruthless I am, I would boycott all of Platinum Games. But there's a problem with that. Platinum Game, I would not feel confident in myself saying, yes, I will boycott Platinum Games. But Platinum Games has their hands on literally too many fucking projects. Yeah. And I'm a person who generally stays to his word when I cut ties with certain things. Assassin's Creed has not touched my console since 3. And I have gone on, it's been owned.
Yeah.
But I do not feel confident in myself to say, yeah, I'm a boycott all Platinum Games. Because for me, a boycott of Platinum Games would mean every Platinum game in my possession, even now, will be out of my house. Gone, never to be touched, never to play again. That is, to me, a true boycott. You know, I listened to her message. She was saying boycott side projects. And I'm sitting saying to myself, but at that point, you're pretty much saying boycott Platinum Games, which is something that if I was truly going to boycott this, it would be that.
Yeah.
Because, granted, I think her saying boycott side projects is wrong. Let's just be honest here. Bayonetta, the character, is great. She has done fantastic work with the character.
Yeah.
Loved her as a character. Period. But let's be honest here, and let's be some realistic here. There are things called writers. Yeah. People can write Bayonetta out of the fucking. People can legitimately write Bayonetta out of the game and it'll be none the wiser. So, as far as ban side projects, listen, if they want to quote unquote kill Bayonetta off screen, they could do that. Done. And then it will be so what's that? They're versions of Nero's game at that point. Yeah. Really all Platinum has to do. They will just get rid of Bayonetta and use this new Nero type character, and they have the new action game.
Yeah.
It would defeat. Their solution is very simple, is what I'm saying. You know, it's a very thing. Bayonetta is just a character. But besides all that, I will be playing it. Hopefully it's still, hopefully the quality and all that's still good, even on the Switch. I'm sure it will be.
Yeah.
And Jennifer Hill, Miss Taylor, or whomever, I will be playing it, enjoying it. And again, for those who boycott, you do not have an argument from me. What I just said was what I would do and how I feel about boycotting this franchise if I was to boycott it. It would be the entire Platinum Games, which, again, they have their hands in so much shit, even I wouldn't feel confident in being able to keep that promise. Because imagine if From Software and Platinum Games team up. I'm fucked at that point. Then I'd be fucked. And I'm not going to put myself in that situation. I'm not.
Yeah, so, which makes complete sense.
Even, to me, I'm not going to go down that route, because then if I talk about something, then I'll be a fucking hypocrite. And I'm not. I don't want to see Darkway's a hypocrite. No. We're going to avoid all that. I'm going to play the game. Platinum Games, if they fucked up, and they will get rightfully reprimanded, I'm sure. They get no love, at least in terms of, the situation. But we'll see what happens now. They're already in a bad rep with that fucking last thing that came. What was that game from? Babylon's Fall? Yeah. They're already in shit water for that. So, I mean, they're already on my shit. Actually, they've been on my shit list for a while. The last couple of games that have been coming out has been kind of very mid.
What was the last game besides Babylon's Fall?
Well, Legend of Korra, they did very mid. The combat was fine, but the game was overall garbage.
Bad.
Didn't they do another Switch game?
They did Star Fox.
They did that. Wasn't that? Didn't they do Astral Chain? Whoa! Didn't they do the combat for Astral Chain?
They did Astral Chain, which was actually fantastic.
Wait, did they do Astral Chain?
Yeah.
Look at the bucks. I don't. Yeah, they did it. Yeah, Astral Chain is great, but Babylon's Fall was a massive fuck up for them.
Yeah, it's almost like getting.
I
don't know why they tried that with that game. Square should have went somewhere else with that, but they also should have realized that Platinum is not the people that you use to make a game like that.
Platinum is someone you call Platinum. And honestly speaking, Platinum Games, I don't know what the fuck they were doing with that, because even the combat was fucking garbage. And usually, if anything in Platinum Games, usually the combat is top tier. And that game was just shit all around. But Astral Chain was great. Legend of Korra combat was okay, but everything else was shit. But that Babylon's Fall put them pretty bad.
Yeah.
I mean, they don't have a lot of bad games. They do relatively well, which is why
they did Nier Automata. I totally forgot about that.
And that's another thing, because there have been people legitimately say I'm not a bad enough fan for not boycotting this. I'm saying, I try to explain to people I'm more ruthless than only you would just look at Bayonetta and boycott that and then go buy everything else.
Yeah.
But Bayonetta is not the problem. Bayonetta is just a tagline, a name that can be erased in the annals of history in like 1 year. Yeah. Once the character is killed, that's it. It goes bigger than Bayonetta. It goes to Platinum Games, and then you have to boycott all the Platinum Games. I don't think I'm going to do that because, again, they have their hands in so many other companies that you can see a Square Enix game, and it may not even say Platinum Games on it. It'll just say Square Enix, and then you find out they're not Platinum Games, and then you're fucked. I'm not putting myself in that situation because I do love their games genuinely. Nier. If the Nier series is done by Platinum Games again, I mean, come on.
Yeah, that
you telling me not to play Nier?
Nah, Nier Automata is one of the greatest games of 2017.
Yeah, then I'll have to take every Platinum game I have and get rid of them. That's how ruthless I am. Like, come on, man. I'm not going down that route, man. No. If the president of Platinum fucks her over, he will get reprimanded, as he should. If her side of the story is true, I'm saying if because apparently Bloomberg has receipts and all this other shit.
Yeah.
So if her side is true, I'm sure he'll get reprimanded. I'm sure he'll get shit on. He might even resign one day. Who the fuck knows? If her side of the story is false, then hey, I don't know what to say, Miss Taylor. I'm not going to shit on you. But if they're offering you 4,000 per session, 15,000, woo. I don't know what you think that you should make from that. I'm not going to jump into that, but it's unfortunate regardless of whomever is right. It's unfortunate, But no one should give Miss Hell, no matter what happens. No one should give Miss Jennifer Hell. The trolls out there should not be hounding her. She does part. Voice actors do not know the ins and outs of everyone else's bullshit. They are working a job and trying to put food in the table like everyone else.
Yeah,
and if Miss Taylor shit,
no, go and finish what you're saying. I'm sorry.
I'm saying, and if Miss Taylor's side is wrong, still don't harass her. She has her reasons, and let it be.
Yeah,
she's trying to put food on her table just as much as anyone else. So if it turns out that she was lying or only throwing in half truths, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Do not harass her. What will happen, and just enjoy your daily lives. Overall, no matter who is right and who is wrong, it's an unfortunate situation. It's fucked up, and we shouldn't even be in this mess in the first place. So,
yeah, my only issue is, again, I have multiple holes that as soon as I started putting two together, and I learned that the new voice actress is Jennifer Hale, and I'm like, Jennifer Hale, knowing her decorated ass career, do you really honestly think she would accept something lower than, like at least 15. And I'm like, she probably took the 4,000 per session and did it, which makes sense.
Probably.
But
I mean, look, the guy plays Cheshire, Yuri Lothar. I don't know how to pronounce his last name.
Yeah,
the voice of Sasuke and many others.
Yeah,
and he's been there since day one. I don't know how much he's making, but I'm pretty sure he would probably make anywhere near as close as the actual Bayonetta.
Yeah,
now, granted,
he's a side character, but
now he's done more. I guess he's more well known than Miss Ellen. I haven't heard her voice. I think she does more theater.
Yeah,
than actual voice work.
Yeah, she hasn't done the voice work since Bayonetta. So, for the last couple of years, you ask yourself a question: what in the world makes it like you're making not only above industry standard, but like what is happening? Are you telling us the full story? Or are you telling us half of what the story really is?
That's what I said. It's only 3 side story.
Yeah, and then like legit, once you put two and two together, you're like, girl, I'm not gonna harass you like you said that word. I'm not asking to harass her, but I'm just like, first of all, multiple people has pulled out the receipts. Kamiya, as much as I would have loved him to put out the receipts, he's an idiot. So I'm gonna leave him alone. But it's just getting annoying where the more and more you think about it, the more and more something don't add up. And I kind of wish she would. I kind of at this point would wish she kind of did it a little differently at this point and kind of fully explain everything. And then, people can make their decision based off of that. But instead, just to say 4,000 flat, now that I know that that's not the case, it's almost feels a little disingenuous. Hell, I would kill to make 4,000 to go voice somebody for 4 or 5 times in one segment.
I mean, I would take 4,000 to voice for someone for the first time. Period. Just for the first game, for my first ever time.
Yeah.
Like you said, the evidence is there that it's some like again, Yuri, the voice of Cheshire. He's big in the anime world. Yeah, but that's anime. I mean, he's no Hollywood actor. He may have done some live action here and there, but nothing.
Yeah.
He's no Chris Pratt. He's no Idris Elba. He's Yuri. I'm pretty sure he's probably making about the same, give or take, maybe a little less. His character is a side character. Far less lines, less work to do, honestly, for him.
Yeah.
You got to think the people who played Bayonetta and what's her name, Gine.
Yeah.
And the new girl, they got to do far more work than Yuri. Yuri just does lines and does that. They got to do and death cries and all this other shit because they're actually in gameplay.
Yeah.
So, you would think, I doubt that she would get, I'm not saying she's lying, but it would seem like, why would they lowball you when not only are you the face of the game, but you do more work than any other side character there. You got to do the actual the fighting and the death cries and the celebrations and all the little side commentary when she's walking down the fucking street.
Yeah,
you got to do all that all that shit. So it's like it would seem rather weird.
What were you saying, Spirit?
I'm saying it would seem rather weird.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, go ahead. You go.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
No. Go ahead, Dark Wave. I'm sorry. I did not mean to interrupt you. I'm sorry.
Yeah, me neither.
Go ahead. I'm pretty much done. I was just saying it seemed rather weird that they would lowball her for having to do all of that.
I was gonna bring up, or I was gonna say, because I brought this up to Wildfang's attention a little bit earlier. So I remember how I mentioned that, like, it was like, okay, the games like 1 and 2 have made like, I guess when she mentioned that 450 mil, I'm guessing she meant 1 and 2 collectively, excluding merch. So I don't know if you guys remember the whole situation with like MJF from AEW.
Yeah.
So he came in. I didn't know who MJF was. I don't watch fucking MLW. I didn't know what the fuck that was. I thought that was a baseball, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Not trying to throw shade. I didn't know what that was. But he came over from MLW. MJF was not a household name. Nobody knew who MJF was. Just like how I didn't know. I'm just going to say me, for example. I did not know who MJF was. I did not know who Darby Allin, Jungle Boy Luchasaurus, Orange Cassidy, or fucking Adam Hangman Page. AEW has promoted these guys to a different level to showcase them what they can sit here and do, and the fact that they are worth more now. So at a time, so for example, if I'm MJF and I come to AEW, nobody really knows me. I'm not a household name or whatever like that. And my contract says, okay, cool. So yeah, you're supposed to sit here and make $5,000 a month or some shit like that. I'm just throwing a number out there. And then now that I have become bigger, if I have a contract and my contract is good for 2, 3, 4, 5 years, whatever the length of time and stuff. If my contract is good for 3 years and then after a year I have proved my worth and I prove that I am more than 5,000 a month or whatever like that, then yes, I can go to Tony and be like, hey, so bruh, I'm like the biggest heel in your company. I'm doing this, I'm doing that. I don't ever break character. People hate me, people love me, all that kind of shit. I get shit talking, trending, whatever like that. I think I'm worth more than shit. Okay. And then it's up to Tony to say, you know what? Yeah, bro, you're right. Let me go ahead and change that contract and stuff for you. Or how about we wait until your contract expires to renegotiate? And you can't really get mad at that because that's what contracts are for. Now, what happens if it was in this case that it was just like, hey, girl, all right, so we love you. We're going to have you do the voice of Bayonetta, and we expect this game to sit here and take off and do really good, and we're going to have you possibly do sequels. Now, in your contract, you are going to have to, of course, recast and stuff like that, but you pretty much got it because, hey, first game's going to blow up, whatever. And this is what you're going to sit here and be making per session or whatever like that. And what happens if she got to the point where it's just like, okay, cool, all right, game did good. And then that's when the game took off with 1 and then 2, and then they saw, okay, well, shit, this shit making 450 mil. Can I sit here and get some more money and stuff like that? Because, people recognize my voice as this character. I'm sitting here doing this stuff, even though I'm pretty sure was not the one that wrote the fucking lines or the script for said character. She just read it off.
Yeah, which is what Darkwave pretty much alluded. He could voice Bayonetta and Bayonetta would be cool because
I'm not the one. I'm not. Yeah, it's a whole lot of moving parts. It's a lot of did you design Bayonetta? Did you sit here and do all this other kind of stuff? Did you have the script? And yes, I understand that a voice does make a character. I'm not taking nothing against her. A voice does make a character. But if you have a contract, and that's why it's 3 sides to every story. It's a lot of missing information here. What happens if you have a contract and she's like, well, hey, all right, I know my contract says I'm supposed to only make like 40K per session, 4K per session. But y'all, this game, like both games can make like over 450 mil, and I think that I proved my worth. So can I get like something a little bit extra or whatever? And in this event, if they said no, you got a contract or some shit, or this is what it is, black and white, take it or leave it. She left it, and there was some salty and stuff like that kind of about it. But it's just a lot of, we're just here looking from the outside is to see what the hell is going on. And again, that's why I just say, I just have a bunch of other shit that I can sit here and play. Still can sit here and wait for God of War. Fucking Gotham Knights movie about to come out. So I have shit to keep me occupied. I'm not going to be hurt not playing Bayonetta. And in the event that I could just go watch Wildfang play it, and I'm like, oh, okay, this is pretty cool. Or I could just go on YouTube and watch someone else play it, watch the cutscenes. We live in the world of technology. People do that kind of shit, stream, whatever. So I don't necessarily need to play it. But again, and I'm not faulting Darkwave for him wanting the game. I completely understand. If something like this was to end up happening, with say Kingdom Hearts 3, and knowing how long and how big fans me and Wildfang are, I was like, you're right, correction, were, past tense, yes, were, we would still get this game. Am I wrong, Wildfang?
You said what? I didn't hear that.
If this situation was like how, for example, Kingdom Hearts 3, and with that whole, or some debacle voice acting or some kind of bullshit, pretty sure you would still get this game, correct?
Kinda, yeah.
I would still get the game too. We waited, Darkwave, you said like what, 4 years for Bayonetta 3? We waited like what, how long for Kingdom Hearts 3?
12.
Exactly.
For disappointment.
To piggyback on what you said, Spirit, ironically, I don't even think that voice act. I don't think she had a contract because Bayonetta 2 wasn't even going to happen. Because
Nintendo paid for it.
Sega was fucking clowns. So I Don't think she had a contract. They did make her audition again for Bayonetta 3. Obviously, just in case the voice changes. People's voice change all the time. But this is what I say. But the thing is with this is that voice actors in general, this beyond her, voice actors in general get pretty much low ball because they don't consider voice acting. They consider it like something different for whatever reason. Which, in my opinion, I think voice acting is far more hard than actual acting.
Yeah.
The only reason I still think actors should get paid more just because of the fact they have to travel, hotel rooms, and shit like that. So that alone, you should get paid. They should get paid more. In that regard, voice actors, you can do that shit from home if you really have to. And usually you live close to the studio to where you just record from. But voice acting is just, to me, far harder. If me and Wildfang are voice acting in an anime, 9 times out of 10, I will never see him. So if I'm supposed to be talking to his character, I'll basically have to pretend he's in front of me to convey the emotion that I'm actually talking to somebody all the time. Whereas in acting, the person's right next to you. So it's a little bit easier to convey the emotion because you're actually talking to a human being right in front of you, as opposed to looking at a screen, a book of lines, listening for a beat so you know what to start, and acting is way much harder to me than, actual acting. So voice actors in general should pay far more than what they do. That's just the overall thing. But again, I don't know what she wanted. I don't know what. Like I said, voice actors just need more money in general. This is bigger than just Helen. This goes to any voice actor's ever had. Because Crunchyroll's not paying the Mob 100 actor something. He wants to quit out, so they're probably recasting for that role. It's a bunch of shit because voice actors get paid shit. This is why voice actors go to conventions and ask for these outrageous prices for photos and shit, because voice acting isn't going to pay all the bills that they have. It's just not. And it's unfortunate. Now, there are some voice actors out there that get paid, so they're like Chris Pratt. You're going to pay Chris Pratt because he's Chris Pratt. Did you think Idris Elba got paid $4,000 a session to play Knuckles? Probably not. So it sucks, but that's just
the thing though with that, because for certain characters, because so like how you said, like, okay, with this character, for example, Will Smith. Well, actually, you know what? Let me actually change it. The Rock. I was gonna say Will Smith. So The Rock, for example, how he's like the highest paid actor in Hollywood and stuff like that, right? Now, that's the highest paid actor and stuff, but I guarantee you, if he was to sit here and like when he voiced Maui, I'm pretty sure that he still got some big bucks, not even just because of the fact that was Disney, but just also because of the fact of his name alone. So I do think that like is kind of shitty, that it's just like, okay, that, actors or people that are higher known, like how you said, like a Chris Pratt or Idris Elba, The Rock, Will Smith, whatever like that. They say like if they've never even done voice acting, they've only done just, regular movies and shit. And then it's to come in and be like, all right, well, this is my set minimum, which would be even higher for like, not gonna say like a regular voice actor, but just someone that actually just does voice acting, that just solely does voice acting. I still think that that's just like kind of shitty. And that's just why, for me, it just, kind of touched home a little bit, because it's like, okay, we work for these companies and here in the States and shit, and it's been known that is a growing issue of the whole fucking minimum wage. And then people's like, oh, well, we raised the $15. It's like, bruh. And you even look like per state, I forgot which map or whatever it was or shit that I looked up, it actually had how much that you were supposed to make minimum working 40 hours a week, how much you're supposed to sit here and make per each state, city, whatever like that, for you to afford to live on your own. And this also includes if you don't like eating, if you don't have a car, and you ain't got no fucking bills. That all you do is just work and then go home. I think for like Maryland, I think it was the shit was like for like around like the DMV area. I think that shit was supposed to be like close to like $30 an hour. I wasn't making $30 an hour. I was making like $22. But that's still not. And then I live in a 2-income household.
True.
So these companies sitting here making billions and all this other kind of stuff. But I do like how like how you were saying, like with the voice acting and stuff, the voice actors and stuff like that. I do definitely think that's just kind of shitty because like you said, a lot of these voice acting to me, yeah, they're not the ones that's like sitting here, writing the scripts or whatever, and maybe people are like, oh, they're just reading off paper, whatever like that. If you don't have like the right voice actor for a certain character, that can make or break your game. That can make or break your movie. That can ruin the whole entire mood. You have to have the correct person because it's just the same. For example, how people are bitching the Mario movie. That's what people are bitching about now. Nintendo seeing that shit. You chose fucking Chris Pratt as Mario. That does not sound right. Even if he only said a few words in the trailers or whatever like that, it does not sound right. I was fine with what's his name being Toad. Totally fine. Jack Black actually surprised me because I was like, oh shit, hopefully I don't hear too much Jack Black in Bowser. Nope. I was like, oh, this is perfect. I'm fine with that. Totally fine with that. Everything else, I'm just like, it's not really kind of sounding good. And that can end up breaking the fucking movie. The movie can end up being, as an entirety, somewhat fucking decent, but then just having every time Mario gets on the screen, which, the name of the fucking movie is Super Mario, so we're going to see him a lot, it can end up fucking making the movie worse.
True.
It could. I watched the trailer and a lot of people wanted the original actor to come back for the role.
Yeah.
And I'm mixed on that. Not saying he couldn't do it.
Yeah.
But like Mario had no character. The man says quotes the entire movie. Or the entire game, sorry. So it was like, does that voice go into a movie setting well? That's my only issue. That's my question. It'd have been interesting to see if he could pull that voice to actually have actual sentences and paragraphs in a movie role. That's the only interest I have in that. Chris Pratt, on the other hand, listen, I will judge when I hear more of him speak because trailers typically just give you bullshit lines. And typically they read up or revoice and do all this other shit. He was fantastic in a movie as a character that was not Mario. So he has the voicing chops in some ways, but I'll judge him completely when I see the entire movie. I like Toad, though. Toad was great. He's my favorite character. Always my favorite. That was great, but shaky on Chris Pratt, but I'm not going to shit on him yet. Because if we're going to give Mario a character for once in our lives, and he actually brings a character to Mario that's just not Mamma Mia all fucking day.
Yeah. Look,
you have no complaints with me, but until the movie comes out, or we see another trailer with actually him more talking, the people and how it actually, it's going to be used to, we're all used to, the Italian plumber saying catchphrases all day. He doesn't have an actual character. So him actually talking sentences and having not an Italian voice could be a little jarring for people to get used to. But again, if it brings character to Mario and it fits a movie, I have no complaints. At least as of now.
True.
So
yeah, I did. I said the same thing with the Sonic movie. So I didn't until I heard it. I was like, "Oh, this is pretty cool. It's okay." Also,
Sonic's voice can be interchangeable. Sonic's voice can be. He's had different ranges of voices. I mean, they typically try to stick to a similar voice. Mine is what's his name? Roger Craig Smith, who does a good job as Sonic. I like the deeper voice Sonic sometimes, more so than the higher pitched ones. But even people complain about him when it first happened, and then people love him now as Sonic. So,
yeah.
Knuckles, Idris Elba, has not a single. He doesn't sound. If you look at Knuckles from any iteration, he doesn't sound anything like any of those Knuckles.
How dare you attack me in my time of need?
He comes in, he does his Knuckles. I enjoyed it.
Hey, it's pretty.
Some lines in the trailer didn't sound too great, but it sounded good. But you're still used to Knuckles sounding a certain way. He came in, I watched the full movie, heard him as a Knuckles throughout the entire movie. And I think he did fine. I think he's great.
I was fantastic. I was absolutely fantastic. It was like, oh, I was all for those memes that I'm not going to say that word, but yeah.
My favorite Knuckles to this day is still Sonic X Knuckles in terms of voice, but I enjoy it. No different. The Adventure Knuckles was fine.
Yeah.
Dark Wave, stop lying. We all know who your favorite Knuckles is.
Okay, so actually, I have something to say really fast here. So I just looked up the sales figures to Bayonetta. They recently just got to the millions, like months ago.
Of course they did.
Like for both of them, or 1 and 2?
Yes. Recently, because the third one.
Is that merch or is that?
That's the game.
Doesn't have that much merch.
Yeah, no, it doesn't.
It doesn't even have that much merch.
Yeah, it's just the game. 1 and 2 recently got to the millions.
I'm just going over just what she said. She was like, "Oh, 450 million without merch."
Here's the thing with Bayonetta. Everyone tends to forget. Bayonetta 1 was on PlayStation.
It was
3.
Yeah.
The other 2 was on 1. The second one started on the Wii U.
Yeah.
That wasn't getting bought. Then it got ported years later.
Goddamn, talking about it.
Then it gets ported years later, 1 and 2, to the Switch. And I think they ported 2 to the PlayStation, I do believe.
They did not.
At that point, they did not, so it's only on the Switch, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So, by that point, you're not getting $450 million from a game from the PS3, a game on the Wii U, and then a collection pack ported to the Switch. I didn't want to bring it up because numbers are, whatever. But let's be real here. You're not making $450 million from that time period. Nah. I know Bayonetta is about 10 years old now, give or take.
Yeah.
But you're not making going to Wii U, you're not making $1 million.
Yeah.
So, and then it just came out for the Switch, what, a year or two ago?
Yeah.
So, yeah. Again, Bayonetta almost didn't even have a second game. So,
yeah,
that's 450 million at most, maybe.
Yeah.
At most, if I had to guess a number, I don't know, maybe 30 million tops.
Yeah.
Maybe, give or take. I don't know. What's the actual number?
Around 4 million something.
4 million?
Yeah.
Woo.
That's combined.
Yikes.
Wait, you said what?
Around 4 million and some change.
No, what was the question? I'm so sorry.
How much did it get? Bayonetta recently. It's just the fact that it recently just even got there. It's just like, okay, you're right. 1, they should not have just released it on the Wii U, and 2, it kind of puts more into perspective. Like, it just became a multi-million-dollar franchise. Like, I'm pretty sure, and that's because of Bayonetta 3. So now it just puts more into perspective here. But we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I'll be playing it. That's all. That's the only thing I can say is, God willing, I'll be playing it on the Wii. I mean, on the Wii. Jesus Christ.
No, you're not.
On the Switch. On the Switch.
Yeah.
I'll be playing it, and that's the end of that. I don't think there's nothing else to be, without truly shitting on people. Nothing else to be said.
Okay.
You know, at the end of the day, you buy it, you don't. Like any other video game, you buy it, you don't. That's pretty much where Bayonetta is at this point.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree.
We'll see. We will see how many streamers actually play the game. How many streamers will like it? My whole thing is how many streamers who jumped the gun early will look like a bunch of fucking hypocrites playing the game. That's what I want to see.
Oh yeah, I can't wait to see this.
Everyone.
Oh yeah, there was a lot of people. There was a lot of people saying, "Nah, man, I can't do this." But I did see one streamer who objectively said, "Yeah, hold up, let me wait till I get the deets." And I was like, "Oh, that's tight." He's actually being objective.
Yes, because you don't know what's going on. You get one side of the story. Like Spirit said, there's 3 sides. You got one from her, and then you wait a couple of days, and here comes Bloomberg with apparently receipts for actual documents or some shit of the actual thing. So for every streamer who said they were, up in arms against Bayonetta, woo, how many of those streamers are going to actually play the game? Especially if they're small streamers. And actually, one more thing before we can move on.
Yeah.
One thing I didn't like about her saying boycott.
Yeah.
There are small streamers out there who basically have to buy the biggest games to kind of stay relevant.
Yeah.
Right? Gotham Knights come out Friday, they'll be playing that. Great. Bayonetta 3 comes out the following Friday. It's a new game. Small streamers, those who are trying to still build a fan base, technically speaking, have to buy that game if they're small streamers because they have to be shown that they actually play the newest titles to gain an actual audience. You'll have your dedicated ones, but if you're still small and still growing, those dedicated ones aren't going to push you to being a person who can quit their job to do it. So you're going to want to get people who like Bayonetta and get those fans over to your streams to watch how you play, how you interact, and all this stuff to try and build your fan base. By you saying boycott, you're basically telling streamers not to do their job and try to grow their audience. The smaller ones, not the big ones that can do whatever they want. I'm talking about the real small ones still trying to build their audience. They gotta stay up to date with the game. They can't just go back and play Elden Ring. It's dead until the DLC comes out. Dead. These small streamers don't have that type of fan base yet to do that. They have to. As soon as when Bayonetta come out, guess what happens? God of War right after that. We're not including Sonic. Don't give a fuck about Sonic. God of War. So, you gotta think about these things when people say those things. Boycott. Think about people who might need to buy, might need to buy this game to. Not really need to, but it will benefit them to buy the game, to build a fan base around their channels if they're trying to become streamers. Gotham Knights is not going to last forever, Yeah. Now, if you stream all fucking day, you'll be done that game in a week. If that. Tops. But we can move on. I think we said anything. Anyone said anything about Bayonetta?
I think we're good.
I got nothing. And why you sound like you're like in the kitchen?
Yeah, Wildfang, we cannot hear you because I can hear you in the room talking, but nothing on the headset. Nope.
You sound far away, my friend.
I can't.
Like you're in the bathroom. I hear him. He sounds like he's like in another room. Or like in the bathroom trying to like talk to us. That's what he sounds like. He sounds like he's like in a room doing something, trying to talk to us and shit. But
anyway, how are you, Darkwave?
I am peachy. I'm still a little under the weather, but outside that, I'm alright.
Well, probably like it's cold or something like that. I know it's probably like the weather changed back home.
Yeah, I was sick once, got a little better, and then it came back again. That's usually what happens when I get sick, since I don't get sick often. I'll get sick, get over it, and then like the remnants will come back like a week later.
Mm.
So my voice is pretty much gone. It's coming back though. I have a little bit of a cough still. Nose pretty much just stopped running. It runs a little bit, but it's the worst is past me for the most part. I just gotta get over this cough and stuff like that.
What's going on with Gotham Knights again? You said you was getting it, or you wasn't, or you wanted us to get it on console. What happened? What was that again?
I'm buying it. I'm buying it to Friday. And I'll be playing it all weekend since I took off. I think Wild Fang said he was going to get it on PC.
Yeah, we was getting it
and
on
I
PC.
said, well, I'll be on console. And I said, I'll be getting it on console. I'll be getting it on PlayStation. So.
Gotcha. Okay, I think that's what it is.
The
Yeah,
only thing about that is, now granted, I don't know if y'all know, there is a 4-player co-op mode for free coming out November 29th as a free update for the game. It's not going to be the story, it's going to be a separate mode. So, in case, Wild Fang, I don't hear you. I barely hear you.
We can't hear you.
You sound like you're in another room, my friend.
God damn it.
Wait,
how about now?
I hear you now.
Yes.
Okay. I was saying, is the game normally 4-player co-op?
No, it's 2 players for the story.
What?
And then
the fuck?
That's already been known. That's been known since day of. Don't get me wrong, it's stupid, but it's been known. So the entire like open world and that stuff is 2-player, and then they're coming out with like a 4-player, I guess maybe like a horde mode type thing or some shit. November 29th, it'll be free, like a free DLC update to the game. So
that just made me mad.
I mean, how many people did you have on PC getting the game?
Well, I was going to game fly it for the console to see if people wanted to play it. I thought it was going to be 4-player, but that's okay.
I mean, we'll be in November. But no, it's not 4-player. And it runs only 30 frames per second on console.
Yeah, and the PC you can get to 60.
Yeah, that's the only benefit to getting the PC version. But people are still saying it's fine, so I mean, listen, as a guy who frequently plays Bloodborne, I think I'll be okay.
Me too.
I think.
Unless they could update Bloodborne, probably give it a remaster. Probably,
yeah, they're not. Man, look, I told our good friend Jamal this. I'm gonna tell you this now. I don't give a fuck if they remaster it. If it's not coming to PC, I'm still not buying. Because I'm not playing. Listen, Bloodborne is a fantastic game. I love Bloodborne, love it to death.
Yeah,
but I basically have done every fucking build I can possibly do on that game. So what needs to happen, it needs to come to PC to get mods. So I can download said mods to add more to the game. Because realistically, Bloodborne doesn't have that much in it, if you think about it. It actually doesn't.
Yeah, it just has one DLC.
Compared to Dark Souls games, it's like rather limiting.
Yeah.
So, speaking of Bloodborne, I need to go get those. I need to actually do the trophies and finish that.
Hey man,
I've beaten the game before, but I never did the true ending. And I already got all that day for it. I'm sitting at the fucking door. I just didn't do it.
I need to complete the game myself. I'm probably gonna platinum that at some point. Okay. Speaking of moving on, did you guys see that Sonic Frontiers is trending on Twitter?
Oh, why? It's trending on Twitter.
Because there's a song that they released for one of their maps. I say one of their maps, but one of their areas. They released the fucking song for it, and people are just going batshit. You got other people going, "This is it." It sounds like a generic theme song. It doesn't sound like a Sonic theme song. Because Sonic has fire music. It's had fire music for how long has Sonic been out? Since we were born. So
yeah.
I've never known a Sonic to have terrible music. Okay, Sonic Boom has terrible music. I apologize. So
I did not know this. Music to me right now is the least of my concerns when it comes to Sonic. I need to find that prequel comic. I need to read it. But there's a prequel comic to this game.
What?
I need to read it to make sure. I'm telling you, man, we've discussed this before about that so-called story leak. I don't want that to be true. And if that is true, we're done with Sonic, the game franchise. I'm done at that point. As far as the video games are concerned, I'm done.
Oh yeah, we know.
Now, I'm not buying this game day one. I'll probably either check it out Black Friday, see if it has a sale. Probably will.
I'm game for it.
You do that. I'm not buying it day one. I'll buy it. Probably Black Friday time.
Yeah.
But not day one because no. Unless people tell me this is like the must-have Sonic game of all time, I probably still wouldn't buy it day one. I don't think they earned that from me yet.
I think you should YouTube it before you buy it.
Well, I mean, I'll read reviews. I mean, I'm gonna buy it regardless because I don't really go off YouTube videos that much.
No, I mean YouTube adds it to see if the story is exactly like how it was leaked. And
well, if the story is that, then I'm not even gonna buy the game. If someone tells me that's the story, if you came to me and said at least the truth, I ain't gonna buy the game. Like if you tell me that before I buy the game, I ain't buying it. And I'll just cut out right there.
Makes sense.
But they haven't earned a day one purchase from me in a very long time. They will have to, actually come out with consistent games for me to be like, Sonic is back to day one. Used to be a day one title, and then it wasn't, and it's still not. So, fuck off.
Yeah. All right. That makes sense. And anybody else? What else about gaming I was going to talk about? Because the biggest thing we talked about already. All right. I just hope everything goes good and Helena Taylor does not end up like another Monique. That would be bad. Moving on. Let's move on to wrestling. But before I move on to wrestling, I was a special guest on another podcast. Yay! I was a special guest on the Event Omega podcast. Go check it out. Link in the description. That shit was funny. Kiss me on the mouth, all right? Anywho.
What?
Huh?
So moving on.
Let's talk about wrestling. How many people have seen Extreme Rules A's?
I don't watch WWE anymore.
I totally forgot. You don't watch WWE anymore. You don't watch the WWE.
Is there a reason why you don't watch WWF anymore?
I didn't give a shit about it previously, so I'm not about to just be like, oh, go watch it now.
Okay.
I mean,
nothing wrong with that.
I may go back to sitting here watching it because my boo's back, but other than that, I'm slightly okay.
Who?
Oh, my boo, Bray Wyatt, William Rotunda.
You just call him William Rotunda?
Yeah.
Who?
He's your boo, you get the first name wrong. Not William, it's Wyndham.
Wyndham, sorry. I'm getting No. He renounced you as his boo.
I got a message from Wyndham. He said you was his boo. Now you have been demoted. You're now
okay.
just you're now
we're
just
black.
fan.
So we're black, but we gotta change names up and shit. It's alright.
The fuck?
But I doubt that he's married to a black woman.
It's okay. I'm pretty sure she calls him William. So WWE, what's going on?
Or she say she's pretty sure she calls him William.
What is happening? This is as bad as Uganda Knuckles.
She says she's probably calling him William. He's probably because William. Who the fuck is William?
I don't know.
I'm black. I just said your name wrong. Nah.
I'm done here. What?
Wants pizza.
Okay.
Let me try to hide from this. Miss Spirit, you fucked up.
No, I do. I do actually want some pizza, actually.
Okay.
You're now just fan. You're no longer boo.
Anywho. So let's go and finish up with Extreme Rules, and then we can talk about the aftermath of Extreme Rules, and then we can wrap this up for the day. First things first, what would you say Extreme Rules was? Was it really good, or did you say? To me, it was average.
Okay, a show that happened.
I think the match of the night was the Brawling Brutes versus Imperium, even though the match type was an old-fashioned Donnybrook match, I think, and that was just dumb.
The Edge and Finn Balor match, the last 6 minutes were great.
Yeah.
I think the Donnybrook match was probably the best match of the night.
Yeah.
But my favorite moment was the ending to the Edge and Balor thing.
Yeah, that was really good, especially when it came to storytelling. But as I said to Spirit, I was like, I'm pretty positive if I was a face and I knew somebody was going to cheat, I'd have some backup consistently. And I'm like, yeah, you're going to cheat consistently. My wife would have been there consistently or out there already. And a group of people that hate you would have been out there already. And then as soon as you try to interfere, we're fucking you up. Like, come on, bro.
Fucking up.
For me, the Ronda Rousey match was really dumb. That was not a good match. Period. Yeah, it didn't make any sense. It just was bad. Karrion Kross versus Drew McIntyre. That shit was just And the way it ended pissed me off.
I just didn't care. The Finn Balor, the Karrion Kross shit. Just didn't care.
Yeah. Then the Bianca Belair match, I'm not gonna lie, I was barely paying attention, but the match was, from what I've seen, was okay. It's just I think they could have did a little better. And the way it ended, I think Bayley got legitimately hurt. But we'll see. And then there's Matt Riddle versus Seth freaking Rollins. In a
I thought you said you was not calling him that.
Yeah, I'm not. I just said it. Can I just say it once or twice?
Well, Seth freaking Rollins.
Yeah, that shit is actually getting annoying.
I don't fucking care. I don't care. I'm just.
But he is Seth freaking Rollins.
Or you just call him Seth Rollins, like normal people.
But that's not his name. It's Seth freaking Rollins.
I'm not calling that man Seth freaking Rollins, bro.
Just say freaking.
No, it's fucking Seth fucking Rollins. I'll say it properly. Jesus Christ.
That doesn't sound like it. It sounds like Seth is fucking a Rollins.
No.
So who's Rollins?
I mean, if that was the case, then you would just change the Rollins to Rebecca. So Seth fucking Rebecca.
I'm tired.
I'm
tired of both of you right now. Both of you.
It's true.
If I was paying you, I would dock both of your pays right now.
Seth fucking Rebecca. You know what? I like it.
I am docking your pays if we were getting paid for this. Your pay would be docked.
But am I lying?
Yes. Shut up. Jesus.
What? How did she get? Who impregnated her then?
Both of you, shut up! Jesus Christ.
I mean, she probably could have just done something while he was asleep, which means she would have fucked him.
Yeah.
What is happening right now?
Oh, Rebecca fucking Seth. All right, there we go. That's what she should come back as. When she come back, that's what they change her name to.
Rebecca fucking Seth. I mean, Seth fucking Rebecca fucking Seth. I mean, they're both true.
You're both annoying. I'm putting it out there.
Hopefully she gains a little bit more weight because she just looked horrible.
You're both
sometimes
the worst.
She looked great, but it's the weight is like she lost so much weight. It's like, God damn, what happened to the thighs?
She,
got
baby
a
weight.
little bit too much.
Well,
it's not only that, but it's so much just like losing baby. Well, first of all she was just stomach. You saw like the pregnancy journey, all she was stomach, which again, that's not complaining. Most women wish they had that problem when they get pregnant. It's just, hey, stomach. But then it's like, okay, cool, I'm gonna work out, totally fine, get back on track. But then, she just ended up losing weight and then didn't even gain muscle tone or mass. So it's just like,
She lost her hips, thighs.
True.
And then the outfits that was on her. This is no slight at her. Just the outfit that was on her. Most people would think it's supposed to show off some ass or something, but she didn't have none. So it's just like, oh.
True. And of course, the main event of the night was Bray Wyatt returning. How did you guys feel about the return at Extreme Rules, not the bait and switch on Raw and the actual coming out on fucking SmackDown?
At least, as long as it wasn't him coming back as the actual Fiend, I'm fine.
Huh.
I don't ever want to see the Fiend ever again.
Why? The Fiend was great. It was the biggest money maker in the company.
Yeah, for 1 week, and it got buried.
Yeah, then
it was cool
won.
Against Finn Balor. Then they put him in the ring with Seth freaking Rollins, and guess what happened?
He died horribly.
And then eventually, he died a horrible death, and is still to this day buried in the sands of Saudi Arabia.
That was
the remains of the Fiend are still in Saudi. I just want y'all to know.
Well, as a former Boo, I was happy.
What?
As a former Boo.
I got bumped down from Boo status
to Finn.
Yes.
Yeah, which makes sense because you are an odd person.
I'm glad he's back. It's good.
Yeah,
I think that's where he really belonged. Like everybody was like, he's going to AEW. I don't think that would have been a smart move or right move for him. I think for him and just overall, I think he was just better off and stuff like that, either doing his his shit in Hollywood or just going back to WWE. So I think it was good for him. It's good for the company and stuff like that. And yeah. And he got a standing ovation, and it was just really good. Man was in Oh, sorry, you said Extreme Rules. Sorry, not the following. Okay,
yes.
We'll get to that. Sorry, it was good. It was good. I think it said that I forgot how many million. I think it was at 1 million or something like that. The views and stuff like that for that one particular section and stuff like that for him. But it did pretty good. Social media, WWE loves their traction on social media.
Yeah, and as you can see, it got a lot. But legit, everybody remembers the Extreme Rules simply because of the return. And then, of course, moving on to Monday, they baited switched. And then on Friday, he came out, and I let Spirit talk about her experience watching it because I know her experience watching it was quite hilarious. Go.
How's my experience hilarious?
Oh no, your reaction to seeing him, talk to the fans.
Oh, I just thought it was really good. And he was, emotional and stuff like that. It was just an actual genuine reaction and stuff like that. So I thought that was just really good and just a nice, good, feel good moment.
I mean, yeah,
Because we did miss him.
Oh no! This is you. Oh no! Don't cry! Don't cry!
Oh my god!
Don't cry! I'm gonna cry because he's crying.
I did not say that. I said not to cry. I was like, no, Bray, no, don't cry. But I was not saying I want to cry. I just was telling him through the TV, through my ex-boo communication telepathy that me and him share, to not cry.
How does that even work?
Shut up.
Okay, I'm gonna let that go because I don't have the time to listen to your nonsense, your tomfoolery today. She said telepathy, even though you were watching a video. That doesn't make any sense. And even if you had telepathy, he'd probably be confused.
Shut up, Wildfang.
Okay. Yeah, so that's happened. For me, I'm just glad he's not gonna be, the Fiend myself, because I'm like, Goldberg took the Fiend behind a shed, and let's just say he got him with the Hadouken.
What?
Oh
my god.
That was a throwback to one of our old jokes that we're no longer saying. I'm just saying. Yeah. But like, no joke. I'm glad he's back. But who do you guys think is going to be in this supposed Wyatt 6?
It was already hinted at with Liv Morgan. And then what's his name? Shit. I forgot his name. Oh my god. Eric Rowan, right? That was him?
Yeah.
Yeah. Fuck, I can't believe I completely forgot his fucking name. And then that other dude that's down in NXT.
Joe Gacy.
Yeah. I'm drawing blanks on names because again, I don't watch the shit no more. So I'm like, huh? But yeah, was rumored for it.
All right. Oh, what about you, Darkwave?
Who's gonna be in the Y6?
Yeah.
It will be Bray Wyatt.
Of course.
It will be Bray Wyatt, and then there'll be another Bray Wyatt, another Bray Wyatt, and then Brother Bowman.
So you want Bray Wyatt to play everybody again? I honestly think it's going to be obviously Liv Morgan himself, Bo Dallas. Wait, isn't Bo Dallas dating Liv Morgan? Or am I tripping? Or didn't they start? Didn't they start? They started real estate. No, they started real estate. Yeah, they started real estate, a real estate business. But I feel as though it's going to be Liv Morgan, Joe Gacy, Bo Dallas, Dexter Lumis, and of course Bray Wyatt.
Dexter Lumis, and I don't understand why you still think Dexter Lumis for some reason.
He would fit that actually very well.
I would think Dexter Lumis need to just be like on his own, like just so doing creepy shit on his own, doing him, and occasionally going back to life. But yeah.
Okay. But I actually do have one final thing I have to ask you guys. It's something that I genuinely. First of all, what do you guys think about Mr. Senior Bret Hart at this point in your life?
I guess.
Still dating. Yeah, they're living together. They're dating.
Hello, can you hear me?
I was looking at something right quick. Say that again.
I said, what do you guys think about Mr. Bret Hart or Bret Harte?
What about Bret Hart?
What do you guys think about him at this point in life? You know what I mean? Like, hey, Bret Hart's one of the greatest. You know, he's a little petty. You know, all that type of stuff.
Oh, he was one of the best wrestlers of all time.
Oh, okay.
And he gets his moments when he sounds a little petty at times, but he's probably still pissed off and bitter that his career was taken from him.
Okay. What about you?
A little bit petty?
Spirit. Okay.
That man is Petty. No, his name is Petty LaBelle. That's what his name is. That's Miss Petty proper right there.
Yeah, my man does get a little petty off of nonsense.
AKA Petty Wop. Like, come on. But still not gonna take anything away from him. His work. Still one of the greatest and stuff like that. I just definitely think that it's kind of the same problem, though, the same shit that AJ Styles has, is because we revere him as one of the greatest in this generation and shit, and then they get big heads, super fucking egos and shit like that, and then it's just shit just goes to their head and stuff like that. But still not gonna take nothing away from his work. I still do think that he is one of the greatest, but yeah, he's just super fucking petty. And I just personally, pettiness for men to me is just a complete turnoff.
Makes sense. So he's actually calling for Goldberg to be removed from the Hall of Fame.
I heard that.
The WWE Hall of Fame?
Yeah.
The fuck?
Hey, when Bret Hart says these things, I'm just like, who cares?
What the fuck is WWE Hall of Fame? Like, is it like a museum? Like, they don't even have. It's just. Who fuck cares?
That's
the same shit that Owen Hart's what's her name? His wife said. Oh, we want to put Owen. Okay, it's like what? It's like a hallway or something, or a broom closet. Like, what is it? Like, no, I'm okay. No, I don't fucking care. I don't fucking care. Like, do you personally get jacked off or some shit by the president of the United States at the time when you get inducted? I don't fucking care. I'm alright.
The fuck?
Who fucking cares? Who cares? It's just a little trophy thing or some shit that you get. It's okay, here you go, recognition. All right, cool, great, bye.
To get jerked off by the president? That's kind of weird, don't you think? So what if
the president at the time?
What if Donald Trump is the president? Have you?
Well, I had fun getting some orange Cheeto dust on your dick.
What the fuck is wrong with you? What the fuck? Grab him by the penis.
That's exactly. Just line him up.
Oh, that's disgusting. You're disgusting. Anywho. Ugh.
You brought it. You asked.
The fuck is wrong with you? But yes, apparently he's calling for Goldberg to be removed from the Hall of Fame, and I'm saying Goldberg should not have been in the Hall of Fame at all because Goldberg is ass. But I'm not about to sit there and be like, remove him from the Hall of Fame. He's already there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like at this point, I think it's a little too late to remove him from the Hall of Fame. He's been in there for how many years now?
Not too long. Honestly, that
3, 4?
3, 4. I was really about to say 3, 4 years.
Yeah. So what is removing him from the like? I would ask Brett. I'd be like, what is removing him from the Hall of Fame going to do? It's going to tarnish his legacy. Brett, you're currently tarnishing your own legacy because you're being a dick about something that happened 50 fucking years ago. Let it go. Why are you still angry? Shut up. Jesus Christ. Like, I love Bret Hart to death. All right, don't get me wrong. But After some point, you got to let certain things go. And like, dude, you wouldn't be wrestling right now anyway, regardless. Like, he can't say right now he'd be wrestling because he'd be like on some Ric Flair shit and it'd be annoying. Ric Flair continuously wrestling even though he's done.
If they was to sit here and my person or whatever was to come and be like, all right, so Spirit, today or tonight or 2 weeks from now, you're gonna be wrestling and this opponent, and I'm like, okay, who's gonna be? Oh yeah, it's an aging legend. This person, I'm gonna be like, oh shit, okay, who is it? Oh, it's Ric Flair. No, I'm good.
Yep.
What do you mean you're good? No, I don't want to be responsible for this man's death. Like, literally, I throw a punch and he's going to have a heart attack and then die. I'm good.
This man, Ric Flair, said, I'm going to have one more match. I shouldn't have said that my last match was my last match.
Yeah, and this man doesn't... What is that Rick had, too? Like, didn't he have, like, a pacemaker or some shit? Or, like, heart surgery or some shit?
Oh my god. Chipmunk.
I can't hear you.
The Chipmunk.
Wow, Darkwave, can you hear him?
I hear Chipmunk. Sounds like over there.
Nope, can't hear you.
How about now?
There we go.
I hear him now.
Yay! That being said, does anybody else have anything to say about anything?
We got 4 Silent Hill games today, everybody. So all you Silent Hill fans, congratulations.
Congratulations, and they're Sony exclusive. Actually,
for like a year.
I actually did have something to say about that. What's going on with people, especially on Sony's side, when they have an exclusive game, they get happy and hype, but then when the exclusive is not an exclusive, they get very butthurt and annoying about it?
I don't know. It was only exclusive for a year.
I mean, that's fine, but like, say, all right, prime example. Say Horizon. Remember when Horizon was announced for PC? You know how many people was just like, ugh, why is it on PC?
Those are what we call the Sony cocksuckers.
I thought they were called Sony ponies, sir.
No. We've gone beyond Sony police, sir. Those are the PlayStation cocksuckers.
Yeah, and the fucked up part is Sony is still bugging me with this Call of Duty thing, and I'm like, what if Call of Duty was a console exclusive, right? And I'd be like, Sony, just make an IP. Jesus Christ.
Oh, you had one. It was Killzone, and I fucked that up.
And now you have fucking Bungie. And now you have Bungie. So Bungie and Guerrilla. Oh my god. Oh Lord. Or whatever the next Destiny game would be. And it's not going to be Destiny. It's going to be called Horns. That's going to be
called what?
It's going to be called Horns. I mean, not the match with Halo. So it's going to be called Horns. Or Fate. Instead of Destiny, it's going to be called Fate.
Who cares, man? At this point, the PlayStation cocksuckers can go fuck off.
Makes sense. But at this point, and I say the same thing even about the bots, the Xbots, or as I say,
oh, you mean the microbots?
Yeah, or the green Hadouken takers.
Green Hadouken takers.
Yeah. Again, that's a reference to the old jokes. Yes. Go back to the old days of the podcast when we said some very filthy things on this podcast.
I didn't say shit.
You're a liar. Anywho,
you was a regulator of that spirit. What?
I am not going to tolerate this slander.
That makes it. If anybody says anything,
and y'all called me the bad one back in. Y'all called me the P word back in high school. Holy shit!
I called you emo. What are you talking about?
No, I had a reputation in high school. I was called a pervert in high school.
You were a pervert in high school, dude. You dated.
What are you talking about?
You did. You skipped school to go get it in with a girl. This actually happened.
How does that make me a pervert?
Dog, you was probably like, oh, swoogity swooty, come, let me get your.
How does that make me a pervert?
You was like, my name is Bernard, and I.
How does that make me a pervert?
No, he just wants to get that joke in.
He was like,
see what I did there?
Yeah, you was
anyway, you want to get that joke in because get it in because that's what you was doing when you left school. You was trying to get it in.
But that's not being a pervert.
He was just like,
I know it's not. He's just being an idiot.
I know, and as I said, Mr. Darby was
I was wholesome in high school.
Fuck out of here, Mister. I like to slap bass and run.
What are you talking about? I never slapped anyone's ass and ran.
You literally slapped the girl's ass and said, "You look like a Reese's cup, and I need a piece."
Oh my god!
I would never slap anyone's ass. See, here's the thing about me, Mr. I didn't have to.
What?
If I did anything to anyone, I never ran. I just sat there. I didn't need to run.
Okay, but that's not the point of what I was saying, bro.
Okay. You used the joke 3 times now. You made it. Okay, cool. Great. Shut up. Move on.
I was wholesome. I was respectful in high school.
These are all lies, by the way.
They're not lies.
You are falsehood right now, sir. You are the king of lies right now, sir. This is
not lying.
So you are worse than Soldier 76.
In high school, all I did was sit down in a classroom and just stare at the fucking clouds.
I mean, you did that regardless, but that doesn't change what you. You know what? Let's let it go. Other than that, anybody have anything else to say on this podcast? Any more jokes?
No.
Anything they want to get off their chest?
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
It's time to get off so we can find that damn chaos.
Oh. I do remember one thing from high school. I remember when I was walking the hallway and I got jump kicked.
Goodbye, everybody.
And then I had to write an essay because of it. I wonder if that person still exists.
Damn, she left?